Okay, I didn't know that this was going to take so long, so this is part 2 of the second step of cleaning and naming Psalms 119. The problem is how long it is, and what's causing me confusion here is that there's now 3 parts to this and not just 2 parts, and I'm having to do a lot of editing here, more than I expected. I am your servant, you gave me understanding, time you acted, they have broken your commandment. Unfolding of your words gives light for you. Now, I had that there because these are 4, and I had these as 2. Oh, they love him more than they love his name. After your kindness. Those who love you. Do not let anyone rule over me. Redeem me from my captors, for mankind does not keep your commandments. Meaning you have to understand commandments need a sin offering. So these are your sins to be forgiven. At that time, it started out that they need to be forgiven to stay in the nation or his nation. Now they know that Yah is going to be a king in heaven and have a kingdom. He is the one who's going to be the one forgives us to enter into heaven. So it has to do with commandments here. Your righteous are for you. This would be our righteous are for you, and are upright. Follow your judgments. You have commanded. Your commands. Your commands are our testimony. For us to be your righteous and faithful ones. For your words are true, are truths. For us, therefore, all your servants love you. Hear my voice according to your love. Revive me. Return me. Because up here, my captors, he's captive. And according to your love, return us. Return us. That doesn't need to be there. That hooks those two together. Hear my voice, according to your love, return us. Look upon my affliction, our affliction, and rescue us and redeem us. For we do not forget your words. For we have not forgot your words. I plea our cause for you to redeem us. Return us. Return us according to your words. Salvation is far from the wicked, and great are your mercies, YHVH. I plead our cause for you to redeem us and return us according to your words. For salvation is far from the wicked, and great are your mercies for us. Many of my prosecutors are our adversaries, yet I do not turn aside from you. And I did not turn aside from you, turned away from you. My testimonies, my testimonies are the sum of your words. My testimony are the sum of your words. My testimonies are the sum of your words. My testimony of you are the sum of your words. Are the sum of your truthful words. Truthful words. But they persecute me without cause. They persecute me without cause. My heart is steadfast in your words. I rejoice at your work. I rejoice at your wonders. Wonders as one who finds great spoil. I hate and despise falsehood, but I love your commandments. For us. For we don't need the word those. For we who love your commands live in peace. And nothing causes us to stumble. Hope for your salvation. For all my ways are before you. Let my cry come before you. Why have you given me your understanding? Why have you given me give to me my understanding? Let my petition come before you. Deliver me according to your word. Let my lips utter praise for you, and let my tongue speak of your words. Let your right hand be ready to help me as I long for your salvation. I'm going to put your way of life. Your way for me. Is my delight. Let my heart live to praise you. Let my heart live. Let my heart live in Jerusalem to praise you. Because this is what it's talking about, returning, returning, returning. Let my heart live. Let me live. Let me live in Jerusalem to praise you. Now, all that said, and there was a lot being said here. Okay, let me, because I know that I've got that fresh in my mind. How blessed are those whose way of life is blameless, for obeying the commandments, for obeying the commands from YV. They will be blessed by following them, for we are to seek him with all our heart and do no unrighteousness, that our way of life is established. Then we will not be ashamed, and they will give thanks to him with their upright hearts. For young males are to keep pure by keeping themselves according to his word. For young male are to keep pure and keep themselves according to his words. And with their heart they are to seek him and not wander away from him. His words are your treasures in your heart, so that you do not sin. YHVH has given us his statutes and told us his commandments. Now rejoice in his way of life for us, for your testimonies are all your riches. Do not forget his words, for we are to live and keep his commandments. Because this has all been set up here. We are to live and keep his commandments. His commands are my delight and counsel. They will redeem us according to his promise. Okay, I'm liking that. Yet my heart weeps from grief. Strengthen me according to your words. Remove the false way of life from me, and grant me your favors. For I was chosen your way of life for me, and you have not shamed me. For you have gladdened my heart, that I will follow you to my end. For I will keep you in my heart, and live by your commandments. My heart is for your way of life for me, so I turn my eyes from looking at vanity. I live by your words to be your servant, and they produce my respect for you. According your love for me is your salvation. According to your promise. Now I have an answer for those who reproaches me, for I trust in your words and do not take your truths out of my mouth. I will walk before you and before our King, and I will not be ashamed, for I delight in your commands and remember your words to your servant. You have made me have hope in him. This is my comfort in my affliction, for your promise is to redeem me. Okay. Now, that reads like part 2. That doesn't have anything up here. But this comes back to being captives. I am a companion to those who fear you and who keep your commandments, for you dealt with your servants according to your word, for we went astray, and now keep your words. Let's see. Take away the reproach from my servants. His commands are my delight. Now they redeem us according to his promise. I'm a yeah, this all of a sudden now reads better if it goes with the above text. Let me see here. Let's trim it now. Your commands are better for us than thousands of gold and silver coins. Those who fear you will see us and be glad, for we know your judgment was right, for you promised you would reject us. Let your love comfort. Now let your love comfort us. Now let your love comfort us according to your words for your servant. Now let your compassion come to us. And let your compassion come to us, for we to live by your commands. Live by your commands. Return unto me, and those who know of my testimony, our hearts no languish for your salvation, and we wait for your words to return us. How many days will you execute your judgment on us? For our evil ones have dug this pit for us, those men who did not follow your commandments. Now others persecute me with lies, and they almost had me killed. But as for me, I did not leave you, and you saved me according to your love. Forever, YV, your words are settled in heaven. Throughout all our generations, you established us on earth. If your words have not been my delight, then I would have left you. But by them you will redeem me. I am yours to be saved. I have more insight than all my teachers. I understand more than the age. This would be the wisdom given to Daniel. I have restrained my feet from every evil, that I kept your words. I have restrained my feet from evil, every evil. So I could keep your words. I have not turned aside from your commands. For you yourself have taught me. From you I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Your words are a lamp for my feet and a light to my path. The wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I have not gone astray. I have inherited your commands for us. They are the joy of my heart. With my heart I act on your words. Forevermore to my ending. I hate those who are deceiving. You are my hiding place and shield. My Creator, you sustain me. According to your words, I will live, and do not let me be ashamed. For you will uphold me that I am safe. For you will uphold me. You uphold me in safety. In safety, you reject all those who wandered away from your statutes, for their deceitfulness is useless. You removed all the wicked. You will remove all the wicked from me. Now my body, this is speaking of when he's in heaven. Now my body trembles for fear of you. I am afraid of your judgments, for I have done justice and righteousness. Do not leave me to my captors. Be for a surety for your servants. Do not let the arrogant oppress me. My eyes look with your salvation and for your righteous words. For you have dealt with your servants according to your love. For I am your servant, and you give me my understanding. It is time for YV to act, for they have broken your it's time for you to act, for they have broken your commandment. The unfolding of your words gives light for understanding you. Turn to us and be gracious. After your love kindness with those who love you, establish our footsteps in your words. Do not let any rule over us. Redeem us from our captors, for mankind does not keep your commandments. Our righteous are for you, and our upright follow your judgments. Yes, this guy needs a upward. Your commandments are our testimony for us to be your righteous and faithful ones. Words are truth for you, therefore all your servants. Therefore every servant loves you. Hear my voice, and according to your love return us. Look upon our affliction and redeem us, for we have not forgotten your words. I plead our case for you to redeem us and return us according to your words, for salvation is far from the wicked, and great are your mercies for us. Many are my prosecutors. Many are my prosecutors, are my adversaries, yet I do not turn away from you. My testimony is of you. My testimonies are of you. And they, his words, they are the sum of your truth. I guess words. Persecute me without cause, but my heart is steadfast in your words. I rejoice in your wonders, as when I found great spoil. Peace. Nothing causes us to stumble. I hope for your salvation for all my ways, for all my for everyone's way of life is before you. Let my cry come before you. Why give me my understanding? Let my petition come before you. Deliver us according to your word. Let my lips utter praise for you. Let my tongue speak of your love. Let your hand be ready to help as I have to it for us. Let your hand be ready to help me as long as we long for your salvation. Yeah, I think this can be gotten rid of and just move all this. Part 2 down to the end. Boy, this is a long one. Yeah. You know, this could continue even here. I mean, that's what's surprising me right now, is that I know that those words work well together up at the top. But these words here, they were just too, they just didn't share the closeness of it. But now that they're captives, I will let your own to praise you. And that would be 4. My heart weeps from grief. Strengthen according to your word, their false life, and grant me your favors. Now our hearts weep from grief. If I was to try to match it with the text up there, I would just have to change into us and we. For our hearts weep from grief. Strengthen us according to your words. Remove their false way of life from us. And grant us your favor. For we have chosen your way of life for us. For you have not shamed us, but he did. The captives went naked into captivity. I'm thinking they did that to him in Babylon too. Yet, YHVH have shamed us. But you have gladdened our hearts. To follow you to our end, our ending. For we will keep you in our hearts and live by your commandments. My heart is for your way of life for me. So I turn my eyes away. I live by your words to be your servant, and they produce respect for you. Your love kindness for me is your salvation according to your promise. Now I have my answer for those who reproaches me, for I trust in your words and do not take truths out of my mouth. I will walk before you and before our King, and I will not be ashamed, for I delight in your commands and remember your words to your servant. You made me have hope in him. This is my comfort in my affliction, for your promises to redeem me. That now gets rid of this. And now we have one very long psalm that makes sense, as if this is as if it was David wrote, or Daniel wrote this. There is nobody else that would have the statue to be able to write something like this and plead his case while he's in Babylon. Written by Daniel, and that is the truth right there. Finally got through this one, but it's a long one. I know I moved a lot of text. Maybe I should mention that. As a note, let me put them in a different color so they stand out as well. Now, that one reads really nice and well put together. Even in the spots that I had to join them together to make it all one, might read a little bit sticky, but I don't think you could. I bet you if you read it right now, you would not know of all the changes. And it does sound like this is all one plea, because what I'm looking at is the style of the writer. Because, see, it's kind of like got two parts to each verse: told, command, given, statutes, forget, words, live, keep, rebuke. See, this is the, no, this, I guess I need to do that to make it actually continue, right? Okay. There are a few verses here that are light and not correctly, like what I'm saying, words settled throughout generations, words delight. I'm just looking at the style of this writer, and it has that, doesn't have it here in this verse, nor in here, not a very big separation like this. But the object is, I believe I will call this David's words, or Daniel's words in Babylon. Daniel's words in Babylon. Done.